Hey everyone, before I start the video I want to say that I have been sick recently and my voice still hasn't quite gotten back to normal, but I just had to talk about High on Life as it's become one of my favorite game releases of 2022. And there will be no major story spoilers either. I'm going to talk about things already shown in the promotional material along with my experiences. So enjoy this dive into High on Life because it was definitely an experience.
Get down and stay quiet. I knew aliens were real. Oh shit, look, it's Mr. Pilfrey.
What's going on out here? Martha, is that you? Oh my god!
Oh my god, what did they just do to Mr. Pilfrey?
Hastaka Bawa One.
Oh, did that thing just spit all
Finally!
over you?
Oh my god, finally I'm free, thank god! What a nightmare!
So as 2022 closes out another great year in video games, and we've had our God of Wars and our Elden Ring Game of the Year winners, along with our new and complete utter addiction, Vampire Survivors, which is the actual Game of the Year by the way. But one game challenged the ranks of the AAA landscape and indie. One game had people split between this looks great and this looks like a train wreck, and that was High on Life. Chances are you've heard about it lately as it's been making its news rounds and people shouting about how they either enjoyed the game or how they really didn't. And I have seen fair arguments on each side, so where do I stand with the new title? I absolutely love it.
Oh, whoa.
Right, it's go time, let's get out of here!
Wait, get out of here? Where are we going?
To find somebody who can help! You ever been to the big city? Because you're about to, except that it's a space city! It's a huge space city and you're gonna be out of your element! And you better just follow my lead!
What just happened? Did you just warp our entire house? You're going out there? Into space?
Yeah, welcome to fucking space!
Now, I have glowing things to say about the game, but you may feel differently depending on how you enjoy Justin Roiland's signature brand of comedy. If you love shows like Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites, or have even enjoyed their previous game, Trover Saves the Universe, you will love this. But if you can't stand any kind of toilet humor or the word fumbling awkwardness of Justin Roiland as Morty, then this isn't gonna be for you. But if that's your jam, play this game. You owe it to yourself to try it out, especially since it's on Xbox Game Pass. From the start, I got a feeling that this was gonna be quite the experience. From the outset of customizing your character on a cocaine-coated mirror, to the aliens that appear in your hometown and proceed to Scary Movie 2 every person in sight, as we are viewed as a biological drug to be harvested by our alien overlords. Yeah, this game goes places real quick. From there, it's a fight for survival and a comedy spectacle that the developers have poured real love into. There are so many references to gaming culture, and their love for the genre really shows. Every area is filled to the brim with life, and there are so many interactions and characters that you meet. Even seemingly unimportant NPCs walking down the street or over-the-top shopkeepers like this crazy kid and the local pawn shop owner. I really felt the need to walk up to everyone just to see what they had to say. But nobody stole the show like the game's #1 draw and feature, the talking guns. There are 5 main guns and a knife in the game, with a special one revealed later on in the story that I won't spoil. And as much as that would be a negative in other games, In this one, they stole the show. Each gun has a unique personality and hundreds of things to say that are contextual down to the smallest little thing. Sometimes they will give you crap for being in too much of a hurry and running everywhere. Other times they'll criticize you for decisions that you've made, whether that be a good decision, a bad decision, or just doing something really crazy. There are so many voice lines and so many tiny things in this game, it's honestly staggering. Even by the end of the game, I feel like I haven't even saw or heard 50% of what the game had to show or say. In that regard, I think High on Life has at least some degree of replayability if you enjoyed the story enough to go back and see maybe what you missed. But since this is a video game, we should probably talk about how it plays. I can say that I have played games with better feeling movement and combat, but seldom have I played a shooter as creative as this. High on Life plays like a Metroidvania mixed with a first-person shooter with all the quirks of Justin Roiland and Squanch games. And if you are unfamiliar with the term Metroidvania, it refers to a game that you return to areas in the later game with abilities that you've acquired to access new areas to progress the story. And what is on display here and what you have to work with is more than enough for a good experience. I had a great time with the combat system from the beginning of the game, but it was pretty simple for quite a while until you start to acquire other weapons. Firstly being Knifey, a murderous talking knife that was easily my favorite character. And Kenny, your best friend, who is a pistol that has what is called a trick hole secondary fire that fires a glob shot that can bounce enemies up into the air for easy cleanup or to get them out of cover. It can also be used as a traversal mechanic, knocking down walls and platforms to get to different areas. All of the different guns have their own unique abilities, personalities, and traversal mechanics that you can take advantage of either in combat or out. Sweezy is the snarky one that slows down time and is like a small machine gun. Creature, who is aptly named, controls enemies and opens certain locks with his tiny children that attack you. And others, like Gus, suck enemies in Ghostbuster style, just before letting them have a face full of pellets? Bullets? Huh. I'm not even sure what they shoot. But after all weapons are collected, you'll have a myriad of options to dispatch your enemies with a special weapon toward the end that I won't spoil. You can also go through any area you have previously visited with all of your new weapons and abilities. Apart from all of that, you have upgrades that can be purchased in each area of the game that can drastically change your guns' functionality. It overall kept the gameplay feeling fresh over the course of the game. I spent just over 15 hours in the game my first playthrough while looking for some collectibles and hidden interaction. And depending on skill level, you can probably beat the game in about 6 to 10 hours just going through the story with little exploration. But I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice because there is some great exploration. High on Life isn't difficult by any means either, and I do think it would actually benefit some folks to play on the harder difficulty, as you are forced to care more about what your weapons are equipped with and what upgrades you're using for each encounter more than usual, bringing a bit more strategy to the table. But if you want to just go through the game at a brisk pace with little to no effort, you will still have a great time, as the story and pacing are enough to carry it to the finish line and still be a great experience.
One less G3 to worry about.
Now, for all that praise, there were some issues with the game. It's not the glitchiest game I've played in a while. In fact, it's one of the lesser examples. But visual and audio glitches with some performance issues and crashes did hold back some of the experience. The most notable bug being sound, which cut out certain parts of the audio when there was too much going on at once. Sometimes it's your gun firing bullets that you don't hear. Sometimes it was the music, and sometimes all you can hear is your bullets being shot. It didn't happen often, but when it did, it was super distracting. I do have to say that for all the monumental releases of 2022, High on Life was a fantastic breath of fresh air to just go along with a story and just enjoy the journey. It feels like the kind of game release we don't really get anymore, like the sometimes abstract and strange titles that many of us remember from way back when. It's imperfect, not for everybody, and it's unapologetic in its comedy. With this and other releases like Evil West, I really hope we can see more of these like double A tier games that are just meant to be a fun time for a handful of hours and then be done. Not every game has to last forever. Some of my best memories as a gamer are with games just like this. The ones that make you laugh and that are remembered for being imperfect but unique. Experiences we end up remembering. And I will be right there when Squanch Games and Justin Roiland are ready to bring us another adventure. If you enjoyed the watch, go ahead and hit that like button, it helps a ton. Subscribe if you want to see some more fun gameplay videos, some reviews, or just some nice and relaxing streams. Until then, I'm Havoc Fanatic, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.